to my agent, excuse my language, I think if you're bullshitting me, I'm gonna rip your head off. No, he wasn't.
Yes, Hearts, we need to play in that cup final. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video on the channel, and just wanted to make this earlier in the house before leaving to go to the Dundee game tonight. And it's going to be a game that I'm sure will not be full at Ibrox. There's definitely not the best feeling around going to this one there tonight. It's going to be interesting to see what the stands are like. Of course, the frustration is there from the fans, and it's fully understandable, but we do have a cup final still coming up that we have to win. So where is the frustration going to go tonight? Hopefully it goes towards the board, and I fully understand these players have let us down time and time again as well. It's just going to be an awkward one with that tonight. Personally, I hope that the players don't get booed off the pitch when they're obviously presuming they're playing well. Hopefully they still don't get booed, and it's just we try to encourage the players a bit more going into the cup final. And I mean, this one tonight, it's the last that we're going to see quite a few Rangers players, or the potential last that we could have seen a lot of these, because the likes of Lundstrom, Jack, Roof, presuming you won't see them on the pitch unless they bring them out at half time or something to wave goodbye as their contracts are expiring. Borna probably going to start tonight, and it's just not going to be a good send-off atmosphere for them either. In his recent interviews, Clement has now started again talking about a rebuild that's going to be needed, and thankfully addressing the horrible fitness situation or the injury situation throughout our club, addressing that really needs looked at, because we're going into this game tonight with 11 players, and I believe it's 9 of those that had the potential to be in our starting 11. That's just the injury record that we have has been ridiculous in recent years, but in this season as well, and it's not helped us. It's not an excuse. It's like you have to build a squad good enough, but Clement has had, let's be honest, he's had a shit hand dealt to him, and for what he's done this season, to already have one cup in the bag, to have run the league close like he did, and then have the potential to go and make this a double. Yes, it's difficult to call it a successful season, because the main thing in Scotland is winning the league. The league is, of course, the most celebrated, but I think, honestly, once we take a step back from everything and look at the potential of a double, I say the potential, look at winning a double, it's not the worst of seasons with what Clement has been dealt, and I really hope we back him going forward. One thing that is understandably there is the lack of old firm wins, and it's something that we've really not had since Gerrard has left. Think about what you will. I've made my feelings very clear on the way that he left, but that man had passion. That man hated them. He made these players hate them, and they went into it and they done us proud in those, because they actually fought in those old firm games, and that is something that needs to come back quickly. It seems like yesterday, but it was over a year ago now that I created this "Enough is Enough, Time for Change at Rangers FC" video, and here we are again. I could repeat most of that video again, but for those that haven't seen it, I'm going to leave a link to that down in the description below. I encourage you to check that out. Throughout it, I've talked about where money's been spent poorly, about now how much of a setback we've been dealt by Michael Beale and Ross Wilson throughout this club, about how much of a job we've got to bring things back before we turn into a mediocre Aberdeen of Scotland. Spoke a lot in that video, and it's been touched on social media before, coming up towards this cup final now. Whoever wins this cup final is statistically your most successful team in the world. We spoke about how quickly that was getting crept up on, and now it's a reality if they go and beat us in that, and quite rightfully they will take the absolute piss round about that, and shame on our board for allowing it to even get close to that. I just felt the need to include this segment before heading off to Ibrox for this Dundee game, just to keep up to date with you guys here on YouTube, because the community that I've built here over the past couple of years is absolutely fantastic, and I understand that not everybody has every different social media, but if you do have them, because I'm a lot more active on the likes of TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, I'll leave links to them down in the description as well, because I'm very active on them and talk about a lot more of this stuff more regularly. And this is a topic that I'm sure will be revisited again, probably after this cup final. We'll do a little season review, where we're going to go going forward, etc. But for now, I'd love to know your thoughts on the current state of things inside Ibrox down in the comments. And now, as I hear the rain starting to pelt down, time to head off to Ibrox. Can't wait. Even the weather's depressed with this game. Middle of May. Love it. Well, nice and early today, so into Edmondson House we go. Good to see the Walter Smith statue getting really underway now.
Balogun. How excited are you for what's potentially to come for your career?
That depends on what's to come.
So we're not going to get a sneaky hint of anything?
No, you can tell me what you want and I can feed it back, and then hopefully it helps, because last time obviously it didn't go in the way I wanted. I think from what I understood back then, also not in the way many of you wanted. So maybe if you want to make some noise tonight, just shout it from the roofs of Ibrox, from the stands of Ibrox, and hopefully it has an effect.
I think we can do that.
Probably the day I knew that I was going to come back. Obviously, you all didn't know, but I did, and that was a very, very happy day. I couldn't believe it. I said it when I signed back. I said to my agent, excuse my language, I think if you're bullshitting me, I'm going to rip your head off. But he wasn't. So he said, no, you have a chance to go back home, so I did. And
that's not a bad little idea here. You go in and you get to guess the code on the padlock, all Rangers related numbers. I don't know how many times 1690's been tried. I don't know if that'll be a code or not, but inside it there is all sorts of Rangers memorabilia to be won, first team signed jerseys, etc. It's a good idea. Leon Balogun in there, not giving much away, but I would love for him to get a new contract extension. Maybe not to be a first team starter going forward, but a great squad player for me at Ibrox. And we're in. 15 minutes before kick-off, and where there won't be many empty seats to be fair to them. It's over in the F1. And it's safe to say Rangers bench today is very useful. Well, it's filled up a bit more, but certainly not full a minute before kick-off. What you doing? Injure them Brock people. look around at the body language, the rest of them here. Well, spoke about not wanting booze unless the performance deserved it, and that performance certainly deserves a booze now.
What is going on?
And I was actually just about to start recording to talk about the Union Bears. I genuinely think for the first time ever that there were no noise from them from that first and second goal after Dundee. I think that's the first time I've ever heard them completely silent. Think of what you want, but Death is again back on the score sheet. Dragon is back out the game against Dundee, dearie me. This ran off. It seems absolutely fine, just had precaution. And Robbie Fraser on instead of him. And I hope that that's just like a match fitness. I wouldn't even risk him against Hearts. He needs to play in that cup final. Yeah, you're seeing some players laughing. God Campbell can try and blame that all he wants, but that was never a shot, that was definitely a cross. What an angle we had from that here. He's definitely going to come out and try and say that was a shot, isn't he? Wait until we get a replay back of this. Here we are. No chance he's missed that. Well, the mood certainly improved a little bit as Scott Wright manages to get the fourth of the evening. Yes, what an interesting game. Ibrox. See you again next season. Well, at 2-0 down, I've certainly never seen that end result coming. Thought Raskin took his chance pretty well today. Scott Wright when he came on as well. I would start in this cup final, I would. Over McCausland or Silva, all day I would. It's just absolutely bizarre to me that we're having to wait until we're 1 or 2-0 down to start playing again. Just, we'll be alright, just for these remaining games that we've got. Just go out and pretend we're 1 or 2-0 down. It's what is wrong with the mentality of this team. But that's going to be all for this one. Hope you have enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one.